Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Debbie's Designs. We're going to be doing quite a bit of stamping tonight. Hi, Lisa. Welcome. Hi, Julie. So you guys are going to put up with me quite a bit tonight. I decided that my demonstrations this week were quite short because they went a lot faster than I thought. Hi, Sue. Hi, Diane. So, hi, Wendy. We're going to be making 3 cards tonight. I had time this morning to do 3 cards. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Kelly. So, I gave you guys a choice of 3 stamp sets. The Lily Pad Lake, Animal Outing, and Sea of Textures. These are all wonderful stamp sets. Just every one of them has something special about them, and I like them all. So, do you want to know who the winner is? The winner was Animal Outing by quite a bit. 13 votes for Animal Outing, 5 for Sea of Textures, and 9 for Lily Pad. But even though these 2 didn't win, you know I'm going to come back and use them at some point. Now, one thing about the Animal Outing, there is framelits that goes with this set. I don't have them yet. This was a stamp set that I received at Onstage when I attended in Connecticut, and we didn't get the dies to go with them, so I'm going to have to purchase them on June 1st. So I am going to do some cutting tonight just because I don't have the dies. Now, the reason I'm doing 3 cards, for those of you that are just chiming in, there's 3 different animals. I could not decide which one I wanted to show you tonight. So I'm going to show you 3 cards, one with each animal. So I hope you'll stick with me. Some of the cards are simple, but I think they're all cute. So the first one, we're going to use the rhinoceros. Hi, Jewel. Hi, Darlene. Hi, Kelly. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I try to catch you guys as you come on. I usually go back and say hi once the video is done. So I'm using the layering circles to cut out the rhinoceros. This one is the one that measures 2 3/4 inches wide. It just fits around the rhinoceros. Let me dig out all my cardstock. This is the new granite color. It's a gray, 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. So let's go ahead and score that. Now, as I finish one card and move on to the next, you guys will just have to wait a little bit while I switch out all of the supplies I need, but it's not going to be that bad. I do need 3 leaves. I'm using the leaf punch. Okay, so I've got that all cut out, and I should have everything else. So this is the only die I'm going to have to bring the Big Shot out to use. Everything else I've pre-cut on the other cards. So for inks, I'm using Basic Gray, Gray Granite, Pool Party, and Lemon Lime Twist. I'm going to stamp the image with the Basic Gray. These little animals are so cute. Like I said, I didn't know which one to pick to do my card, so that's why I'm doing 3 cards. We're going to use every single one of the animals tonight. I always forget which end to open these ink pads. I'm still getting used to them. Now, let me show you the detail that I added to the rhinoceros. As you can see there, I added some Pool Party on the outside. I added a little bit of green for some grass. And then I added a little bit of on the inside of the rhinoceros. And then I also added some white to his little tusk or horn or whatever it's called. I'm going to do that first with the white watercolor pencil. So all I'm going to do is color it. And then I'll add some water and just spread it around just to smooth it out. So we lost our white ink pad in our new catalog. So this is where this is going to come in handy. Now I'm going to use the gray granite. I'm still getting used to these names. I'm just going to add a little bit of detail. This little guy has a lot of wrinkles. I'm just going to go in and add some color where the wrinkles are. Okay, that's all I'm going to do there. Then I'm going to bring in the lemon lime twist, just to add a little bit around the bottom where the grass would be. And I'm not squeezing on my aqua painter when I'm coloring. I'm just letting the water that's on the brush do its thing. Okay, now we're going to do Pool Party. And I'm pretty much just starting where there's like a little corner. So the corner of the ear. This is going to dry a lot later too. It's got quite a bit of water there. So I'm just following him around the edges. And then I'm going to fan it out. And then when I cut my circle, and then I used, let me see, I used one of the brighter blue watercolor pencils for the little bird. Did you guys notice there's a little bird sitting on him? He's so cute. Okay, now I'm going to cut him out. So I'm going to bring the Big Shot in. So you guys can see how he just barely fits in this circle. The circle is the perfect size for this image. So see how much just adding a little bit of ink on the, there's just 3 colors of ink, and then you get the watercolor pencils. See how that brightens him right up? So now all we need to do is add the layers. I think I kept the last card for last. The last card. My favorite card for last. I wish I had the framelits to cut out the animals. We're very spoiled with our dies, so I can't wait to get that one. So I've glued all of this stuff, these layers, flat. Now I'm going to pop the circle. Whoops, that one, the paper came off on that one. So are you guys starting to count down to June 1st? It's coming fast. There's only a few more weeks left and you guys can start ordering. There's still a lot of stuff that I want that I wasn't able to order even as a demonstrator. Okay, I'm going to add glue to the 3 leaves. And then just tuck those in. Okay, now all we have left to do is to add the sentiment, and I'm using the gray granite for that one. And then I'm using the metallic sequins. I've already picked some out. I'm using all the white ones. And because I've already done my card, I can kind of see where I want them. There's some little tiny ones here. I have a little pick-me-up tool, but it's from a different company and I don't want to show it. I'm just hoping these won't glue to my fingers. Okay, we got 2 more. And I'll be done the first card already. There, that's it for that one. Isn't he cute? I just love all the animals on this set. They're just so adorable. Okay, let me move all this stuff and I'm going to get ready for card number 2. Okay, card number 2. This time I'm using the little kangaroo image. I love the little one that peeks out. Isn't that cute? So I've got soft suede, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Oh, thanks for all the likes, you guys. You like that one, huh? Okay, I've gone ahead and cut the largest circle from the Stitch Shapes dies. And this is from the, oh, I forgot to mention on the first card, all of the designer paper on these 2 cards is from the Tranquil Textures designer paper. And we have a layer here that measures 5 1/4 by 4. This one measures 2 by 5 inches. Tranquil Tide, 4 1/4 by 1.5. And then this one is Mint Macaron. Now I'm going to go ahead and stamp the kangaroo, and I'm using Early Espresso ink. And again, I don't have the die, so I am going to have to hand cut. Let me glue down some of my layers first. Where's my snail? Okay, right here. Look at the opposite side of this designer paper. There's a lot of pages like this. I love the texture in this paper. Okay, that one's going to go right there. Next, I'm using the triple banner punch. I'm going to do the end of the designer paper layer. And then we'll glue that in place. And that's going to go about a 1/2 inch from the first designer paper layer. And then the Tranquil Tide, same thing. I'm going to use the banner punch. And this one's going to go about there. I didn't go all the way to the end because the circle is going to cover that. I'm so happy that our stitch dies continued on too. I hope they never get rid of those. They're one of my favorites and I've actually sold a lot of them. Okay, now I'm going to cut out the little kangaroo. So next time you see me use this set, I hope that I'll have the dies to go with it. They were first on my list, along with a lot more things. You won't believe I've had my catalog since April 7th, I believe, was when I went to Onstage. This morning was the first time I actually sat down and went through it and started making a list of what I wanted. Only because I needed to see what we were able to pre-order first. So yes, you can cut some of these images by hand, but like I said, we're so spoiled with our dies. It's so much quicker. Oh, Karen, you love the DSP. Yes, I actually showed it a couple nights ago. I showed all the pages. It's so pretty. It's made to go with the set that has the Sea of Textures with the octopus. A lot of the sheets, the designs are like water, they look like water-based, used for backgrounds. Okay, I'm almost done. I'll have a little bit of cutting to do on the third card too. Okay, so there's my kangaroo. We're going to add Stamping Dimensionals. I'm going to bring in the mini ones also, just so I can add one on his head and the tail. Karen, I did drool over the catalog when I had it on stage, but I've just been so busy I haven't had a chance to really sit down and go through it. Isn't that crazy? Okay, there's the kangaroo. Now we're going to add the sentiment. And the last thing we need to add is the faceted dots. Those are new. And it's really funny, the first time I used this, I didn't notice that there were two colors right here. I thought this was all black, but it's actually Blackberry Bliss and black. So you have both colors there. I'm going to add all 3 sizes. And that's it for card number 2. Oh, I agree with you, Janine, that this catalog, there's just so much to love. I think it is one of the best ones. Okay, let me set up for card number 3. So there's only one animal left, so you know it's going to be the giraffe. So we've got the giraffe and the branch image, and then the long sentiment. And let me go over the cardstock measurements, and then I'll show you what I'm doing. This is just a scrap of early espresso, a scrap of the pineapple punch, and then we have the card base 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5.5. We had to use yellow for the giraffe, you know that. Whisper white, 5 1/4 by 4. Pineapple punch. This one measures 4 1/4, so 4 1/4 by 3. And then I use the largest of the stitch shape oval die, and I've already gone ahead and cut that. And then just to save time, I've gone ahead and made the bow with the copper ribbon. Now, I'm not sure if you guys knew this, but this ribbon, you can actually pull it to make it wider. It's really neat. Let's see how that made it wider. You just pull on it. It's like a netting almost. And then I did the same thing with the bottom part. So it just makes it a little wider to use. Whoops. Anyway, you'll see what I mean when I show you the card. Okay, so we're working on a giraffe card. So this is what I'm doing. I'm making my own giraffe spots on the pineapple punch side of things. So let's go ahead and cut out a bunch of circles. Now this one is the 1-inch circle punch. Then I've got the 3/4 inch circle punch. And I'm just punching just a bunch to work with. I don't know where I got this idea. It just popped out in my head this morning. I started working on the rhinoceros card, and then I thought of this. So that's where I thought, okay, I've got to use more than one of the animals. Okay, let's see. Let me do just one more of the 3/4 inch and one more of the 1/2 inch. The first thing I'm going to do is stamp on the white layer. So I'm going to bring in my early espresso. Oh, I'm glad you guys like this one. I told you I saved the best one for last. I'm going to stamp the leaf image or the branch image in each corner. Now look how cute this is. There's a little frog sitting on the branch. Isn't that adorable? But we're going to cover him up for tonight. Okay, now I'm going to glue this in place. Oh, thanks, Karen. I'm glad you like the card. I'm glad everybody likes the card. Now, see what I did with the copper ribbon? See what I mean? Where I stretched it out? It just shows up more. Okay, now we're going to glue in some of the circles. So this will be the longest part, but it's not that bad. I do go out of bounds. And then I trim. I'm going to try to follow the one I did just to make things quicker. So you can cut as many of these as you want and just keep gluing them here and there, just sporadically over this. And then, let me see, I'm going to show you something that I did too. This one here, once I cut it off, I used it over here. So you can even use these pieces once you cut them off. I'm so glad you guys like this one. I told you it was going to be cute. So you know the oval's going to go in the middle, so I'm not worrying about the middle too much. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. So now I'm going to just trim all of the circles that are out of bounds. Wouldn't this be cute too, as if you did a little girl I almost said butterfly. A little girl giraffe in pink with purple. Oh, I think that would be so cute. Okay, now I'm going to do the sentiment, Wild About You. Let me make sure it's right side up. And then you're going to have to watch me cut one more time. I'm going to do 2 giraffes. I wish I had some music for you. I'm not going to sing because no, that's just not something I'm going to do. These really aren't too bad to cut out. So, I mean, if someone can't afford to get both right away, it's not bad to cut out. And the way I did the giraffes, I kind of stuck them out off to the side and then I trimmed them too after they were glued in place. I'm not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow night yet. I haven't decided. Karen, is the copper ribbon retiring? No, it's not. It's in the new catalog. It was so popular, I think, that I'm so glad that it carried over. Oh, Janine, yes, this would make a cute baby card. Like I said, you could use any color, really. It doesn't have, just because giraffes are yellow, you could use pinks and purples for a little girl and then blues and greens for a little boy. Okay, I'm almost done. I just got to cut in between the little thingies up top here. I don't know what those are called. You guys can chime in and tell me what those are called. I think I had to look it up once for another giraffe card that I did, and I already forgot what they're called. Okay, so now we're going to glue the giraffes in place. And when I glued the first one, I wanted it to look really neat and have the ear sticking out of the oval. And then overlap the second one just a little bit. So now we just need to trim the bottom. And then I even folded the ears over a little bit too to make it look like they're floppy. Now I'm going to add Stampin' Dimensionals. My fussy cutting shows stampers how easy and quick it is. I think the trick to fussy cutting, a lot of people try to cut around without moving the item they're cutting. If you move and cut at the same time, it's a lot easier. Okay, now I'm getting ready to glue this in place. And that's going to go right in the center. Isn't that cute? I just love this card. And you guys should see the mess I have here with 3 cards. I would never show you what my counter looks like when I'm creating. I don't like messes. That's going to go right there. And lastly, we've got the bow. And all I'm going to do is roll the glue dot. And then press the bow in place. Let me trim the ends at an angle. And that's it for my 3 cards. Wow, I can't believe I did them that fast. But as usual, everything was cut out in advance. So I got 2 of the giraffe, 2 of the rhinoceros, and then 2 of the kangaroo. So I just really love this set. I know you guys are going to like it. And then, of course, when the dies come in, it's going to be even better. So I am going to go live again tomorrow night at 7 p.m. again, Eastern Time. Oh, thanks so much, you guys. I love all the little hearts that are going by. Glad you love the cards. I'm not decided what I'm going to do yet. I'm looking at my stamp sets in front of me. Maybe I can just grab a few. Let me grab a few and I'll have you guys vote again. Let's see. I'm trying to grab some that I haven't used yet. Okay. Love what you do. Enjoy life. And sitting pretty. What if I give you a choice on those 3? So go ahead and place your vote again like you did for the last 3 stamp sets, and I'll pick your favorite and I'll create something with that again tomorrow night. So thanks so much for stopping in, and I'm so glad you loved all 3 of my cards, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. Have a good night.